What's going on, YouTube? I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the most amazing fragrances in the world of perfume. I'm live in Bergdorf Goodman, one of the best stores on the planet, especially to purchase perfume. And guys, I wanted to share with you a really interesting video where we are going to discuss some blue perfumes that I really want to discuss. I got to tell you, some of them I like, and when I'm figuring out still, so I don't know whether I love it or hate it. It's that interesting, but yeah, I wanted to just chat with you all about some really interesting blue fragrances worth considering for this summer. Not many, but I do have about 4 that I wanted to talk about today. What's going on, Clown Balls? What's going on, Rich Mitch? I really appreciate you, Rich. You're always on board. What's going on, Clown Balls? Good to see you. Clown Balls. Funny. Real funny. And the fact that you got me saying that out loud, funnier. Hope you're doing blessed, guys. Hope you're well. So what fragrances are you wearing today? What's your scent of the day? Guys, I am kind of like, I'm doubling up. The fragrance that I wore today, oh my gosh. Am I really gonna have one of those moments where I'm not remembering what I wore today? Oh yeah, that's right. I put on a cheapie but goodie today from a brand called Bath and Body Works. And I wore a perfume called Mahogany Woods. Mahogany Woods is like a really beautiful, warm vanilla fragrance that was discontinued by Bath and Body Works a few years ago. But it's on eBay right now for about 200 and change because it is an amazing fragrance that was a lot better in terms of like how it smelled than its price point at the time. I think I bought it for like $30 or 30 something dollars, and it is an amazing, deep, warm fragrance. Mahogany Woods, it's next level. What is your scent of the day, guys? I'm really curious. What have you been wearing? Today I'm wearing Pavarotti. That's interesting. Never even heard of this fragrance. And I thought I heard about it all. Never heard of Pavarotti. That's fascinating. Or have I? Wow. Rich, you got me thinking, bro. Like, you got me wanting to try some things. What's going on, Micah? Penhaligon's Castile, classic soap. Great fragrance. Beautiful scent for this time of year, especially. Oh, nice. Sean. Go off, Sean. Bois Imperial. The Ganymede fragrance alternative from the same perfumer, which is kind of fascinating that he made a cheap version and an expensive version of the same fragrance for 2 different brands. Hate when perfumers do that, but I can't really be upset with this one because Bois Imperial, it's so well priced. So well priced. Clown Balls, you're wearing Electric Cherry. Electric Cherry from Tom Ford, I found to be like, to me, Electric Cherry is the second best cherry fragrance out of the 3 Tom Ford cherries. I really like the way it smells on skin. When I first smelled it and I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, here we go, Tom. Here we go, Tom Ford, with another cash grab crap fragrance with a cool name and a nice bottle. But actually, Electric Cherry is really good. It's like a fresh cherry fragrance, but the cherry's in the beginning, so it doesn't stick around the whole length of the scent on skin. But I really think it works. It really works. But my favorite is Cherry Smoke. Cherry Smoke is to me what Lost Cherry should have been. I don't know why they even did Lost Cherry. That fragrance is literally like Cherry Dr. Pepper. That's what it should have been called. Cherry Pepper. By Tom Ford. Cherry Dr. Pepper by Tom Ford. Yeah. But Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry, the two new ones, definitely worthy of consideration for sure. Haven't chosen yet, but maybe DS and Durga Cowboy Grass. Cowboy Grass. Yeah, the sun's about to go down. That's a good option to consider about now. I gotta admit that, famous YouTuber. Good stuff, good stuff. Um, Cowboy grass is next level though. I like bow makers even more, but cowboy grass, on point. A lot of people don't focus on cowboy grass. It's kind of slept on, unfortunately. But it shouldn't be because that fragrance is insanity. Um, so guys, I wanted to talk to you about some fragrances, one of which is from DS and Durga. One of DS and Durga's newest fragrances I'm going to be talking to you all about. Actually, it's their newest release called Rockaway Beach. And I'm excited to talk about this fragrance because it's a very interesting fragrance. And it's funny because as a fragrance enthusiast and fragrance collector, right? It's interesting because you want fragrances that are interesting, that stand out, that doesn't come across like, one of the many other fragrances that smell like one of the many other fragrances out in the market, right? We are very, very focused on adding things to our collection that is not in our collection. So things that are unique and interesting really stand out to the fragrance collector. And I gotta say, Rockaway Beach challenged me in a way that a fragrance hasn't challenged me before in a long time. Challenged me in the sense that I liked the way it smelled, but I hated the way it smelled all at the same time. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more in depth. I'm gonna put it on my skin, and we are gonna go on this journey together with DS and Durga's Rockaway Beach. Yeah. So the four fragrances that I want to be talking about today is one, Eau De Marveille, and this is the blue version of Eau De Marveille by Hermes. This fragrance was marketed to women. This fragrance is amazing on a man's skin. Eau De Marveille Bleue. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're going to be talking about this one. We're going to be talking about notes from Robert Piguet. Robert Piguet, Robert Piguet, whatever. This guy, this bottle, this fragrance, notes. Very, very unique blue fragrance in my opinion. Really, really like the way this smells. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to be talking about Off-White's solution number 2. Off-White solution number 2, guys. Look at this bottle. I really, really, really like the presentation on this fragrance. Do I like the juice this much? Let's get into it. So guys, we're going to talk about these fragrances in that order. First off, Rockaway Beach by DS and Durga. Guys, I've smelled this. I recently put this fragrance on my skin, and I'm going to do it again. I recently put this fragrance on my skin, and I have to tell you, actually, wait a minute. The first time I smelled this fragrance was on a blotter. The business manager for DS and Durga at Bergdorf Goodman wanted me to smell the newest fragrance from the collection. And knowing that I'm a huge DS and Durga fan, I probably own about 12 DS and Durga scents. About 7 or 8 DS and Durga fragrances. And when I smelled this on a blotter, I was a little bit thrown back. Why? Because I was like, what the hell is this? What is this trying to do? What is this? What is going on with this scent? I'm just going to tell you what I smell when I first smell it. So the name of the fragrance is called Rockaway Beach. And honestly, guys, when I smell this fragrance, it reminds me of Rockaway Beach. But not in a good way, at least not in the beginning. So this is David Seth, DS and Durga's first aquatic perfume. And when I smell this fragrance, I'm just like, what is going on? What is this? Why does it smell like this? So, okay, I'll just tell you what I smell. When I smell this fragrance, it reminds me of Rockaway Beach in a literal, very literal form. Like imagine dark beach water, like brown, dirty beach water. You can't see your feet in Rockaway Beach water. You get into that water, you will not see your knees. You won't see anything because it's so disgustingly dark, right? So think like brown, dirty beach water. Think broken shells, tin cans, syringes, like old sheets that homeless people slept on. I know I'm really destroying this fragrance, but it doesn't smell like your typical beach scent, especially when you first smell it. Now, this fragrance has notes of, well, let me just show it to you guys. So we're gonna share this screen, and this fragrance has ingredients of sea breeze, suntan lotion, privet, salt, brushes, musk. Now, if you think that's a little crazy, this is on Parfumo.net, which is my favorite resource website for fragrance. But then if you go to Fragrantica, it says suntan lotion, sea notes, salt, privet, skin, laurel, and musk. Now, I do believe for the first time in a long time, Fragrantica is a little bit more accurate because of the note of laurel. When I smell this fragrance, guys, it is extremely green. Rockaway Beach does not remind me of a beach fragrance when it first starts on skin. It literally just, it's a very green scent. So it kind of gives you like that seaweed vibe, but without like the sea scent. So it doesn't remind me like, I don't smell like a clam, but I definitely smell green. Green and tinny. Yeah, like cans. Like, what the hell? It is so weird. It is such a weird fragrance, and that's why I'm like kind of weirdly attracted to it, because it kind of disgusts me in a way. But after about a half hour to an hour, I go back to it and I smell it, and I don't smell the broken glass can. I don't get that anymore. I don't get that dirty beach water scent, but I do get like something fresh and green and interesting. And that's why I kind of find this fragrance so cool, you know? Cool and disgusting. Again, I'm fascinated by it and repulsed by it all at the same time. You know what I get from this? You know what it reminds me of? Imagine like if Secretions Magnifique was made into an aquatic scent. That's what this reminds me of. A lot more wearable than Secretions Magnifique by a long mile, but the beginning of this fragrance is very challenging and will challenge the nose for sure. It is just something that doesn't smell like anything. And, well, it does smell like something. It smells like Rockaway Beach. It smells like this. It definitely smells like Rockaway Beach or Coney Island Beach, Reese Beach, the Hudson River. It smells like it smells like New York water, New York ocean water without question, you know. Don't think this is going to remind you of a pleasant Puerto Rican beach, a beach in Cancun. Not this one. This is not Virginia Beach. This is Rockaway Beach. And guys, I have to say, when I tried on skin, and I only sprayed it once, you caught that? Usually, guys, you see, when I spray fragrances, I go hard. I spray, I shower almost in the fragrance. This is only getting one spray on my skin because I don't want to wear this out the store today. Yeah, like the laurel in this scent is so heavy. You know what would have been really interesting? Because when I'm smelling it, you know what I'm thinking? You know, if this fragrance had like iris, something lipsticky in it, it probably would have been a really unique experience. I know that probably wouldn't have conjured up ideas or thoughts of Rockaway Beach, but when I smell this, I just wonder what iris would do to it. Um, it's probably the most metallic freshy I've ever smelled. The most metallic freshie I've ever smelled. Some people will say Platinum Egoist. Nothing to this. Not even a little bit. This fragrance is wild. But I gotta tell you, the more I smell it, the more I like it. When I first smelled this fragrance, I just hated it. I thought it was like, what the hell were they thinking? What was David thinking? Why would he want anyone to smell like this? And now that I'm smelling it, the more I smell it, the more I like it, the more intrigued I am by it. This is not for someone who's starting their fragrance journey. You're not going to understand or appreciate this fragrance. This is barely for someone who's a major enthusiast, because even an enthusiast will smell this and find it a little unwearable. But if you're someone who likes aquatic fragrances, if you're someone who likes green fragrances, if you're someone who likes a fragrance that challenges the nose and challenges others, this is a fragrance you would absolutely have to consider for the heat. This is one of those usually weirdo fragrances that are very hard to put in a box or very hard to communicate about. Usually those fragrances are more cold weather appropriate, cold weather forward. You rarely find fragrances that can be considered fresh, that smell this complex, that smell this challenging for the nose. I mean, you think Rockaway Beach, a beach fragrance, is going to be clean and fresh and blue. There's nothing blue about this. This is more green than blue. This isn't like an ocean water. This is like a pond. This is a pond. This is not like Rockaway Beach. This is like Prospect Park Pond by the ducks and the moss on the rocks. That's what this smells like. Prospect Park Pond. But I gotta tell you, the more I smell it, the more I like it. I must be a weirdo. I think I'm absolutely losing it, guys. Like, I think I'm losing it. I think I'm smelling too many things. I think I'm smelling too many fragrances. Because, like, when fragrances like this smell good to you or smell cool to you, yeah, you're in the deep end, guys. I feel like I'm in the deep end for sure. Wow. Okay. Gulf water. That Gulf water, yes, Will, yes. By the pond, you know, this is like, you know, this is a filthy beach. This is a dirty, dirty, dirty beach. Watch your step. Broken glass, syringes, like dirty, dirty beach, risky beach, sketchy beach. That's what this is right here. But the more you smell it, the more interesting it smells. One of the things I find interesting also is that the laurel in the fragrance, the green aspect of this scent, it's really intriguing. It's really, really intriguing. Most people will smell this fragrance and think it's disgusting and hate it. But I feel like if you're a person who likes interesting perfumes, if you're a person who wants to be challenged by your fragrances, if you're someone who gets bored with perfume easily, I would say try this. Get your nose on it. Get your nose on Rockaway Beach. It's extremely, extremely unique. Like, I gotta tell you guys. The one thing I did find, though, about this fragrance, it doesn't last too long on skin. For me, about a 3 to 4 hour experience, about 4 hours, But it doesn't last on me. However, if I were to wear this, I probably would try it with I don't know what, the fragrance enhancer from the same brand, because I would imagine that the fresh, sparkly, almost citrusy vibe of that fragrance would go well with this. But I feel like David didn't add citrus to this fragrance for a reason. There's nothing fruity about it, but the ingredients in the fragrance does take the place of fruit in the scent, but it doesn't come across fruity at all. There's no fruit in the fragrance whatsoever, not even a citrus, which is another reason why I find this fragrance so interesting and cool, because to not have one fruit in this, and yet it smells clean, fresh, and there is a fruitiness in here, but it's not coming from a fruit. I find it very cool. I find it very interesting. I would wear this and then wait about 30 minutes, and it's going to smell a lot better. The rough beginning turns into something a lot more clean and smooth, and it turns into something interesting. This might be a fragrance you would have to take with you, though, because of the fact that it is a little bit light, on the lighter side. But, yeah, that laurel, that green aspect, and the musk, I feel like it's going to stick around for a minute, but it's not as long lasting on my skin. So about 4 hours, basically. But I got to say, one of the most interesting, fresh fragrances on the market right now. Absolutely one of the most unique releases by a very, very popular brand in a while. One of the most uniquely strange but cool options I've smelled in a while. This fragrance is not something for, again, American cheese taste. This is not for Swiss cheese taste in the fragrance context. This is more for stinky cheese taste. If you're a person who's getting into your fragrance journey, avoid it. If you're someone who's getting bored of the designer fragrances on the market, smell this. That's all I gotta say. Diaz and Durga, Rockaway Beach. That's the first fragrance I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yeah, it's a little weird. But it's interesting. It's really good. I feel like it's a good composition. It's a good perfume. It doesn't smell good. It smells interesting. You're not going to smell it and go, oh my God, I need that bottle. You're going to smell it and go, oh my God, what is that? Which isn't always a bad thing, you know, because I would prefer to smell bad to people than just nice. So that's why a fragrance like Rockaway Beach appeals to me, because again, it fits my aesthetic. I'd rather smell bad to people than just nice, because at least if I smell bad to you, I'm not forgettable. Who wants to be forgettable? Forgettable is forgettable, you know? Nobody wants to be forgotten. And when you're wearing a fragrance like this, you won't be. But now, just to go to something a little bit more pleasant, a little bit more easy breezy for the nose, something that doesn't take a lot of, I guess you could say, a lot of experience in perfume to appreciate. Eau De Marveille Bleue by Hermes. Guys, this fragrance came out about 3 to 4 years ago. Very few men even consider this fragrance. And I want to basically come out of the woodwork and say, guys, consider this fragrance. This is an amazing blue fragrance from Hermes. And it's so underrated, and it gets so lost in a world of perfume, and it shouldn't. It's clean, it's soapy, it's amazing. Eau De Marveille Bleue. Eau De Marveille, man. This entire line of fragrances, I've always been impressed by. I just think they just smell quality. They just smell like quality fragrances. Like, so the Marveille collection of fragrances from Hermes, there's about four of them. There's the there's the Eau De Marveille, there's the Eau De Marveille Ambre, then there is the Eau De Marveille L'Ambre, which is I think the leather or something like that. And then there's this, the Bleu. So there's four altogether. This is the one that perfectly fits the heat in the summer. And guys, it's next level. Eau De Marveille. Eau De Marveille, when I smell this fragrance, it just takes me to a place of calm, serene, relaxed. Wow, it smells so much more expensive than it should. Blue fragrances, when I smell blue fragrances, I think basic. And Eau De Marveille is nothing but basic. And I want to share with you the ingredients in this fragrance. Oh, wow. Actually, there's more than 4 versions of this scent, according to Parfumo. And I'll show you guys. So there's Eau De Marveille, Eau De Marveille Bleue. There is Eau Claire de Marveille. The one that I absolutely love is the amber version of Eau De Marveille. Anyway, I want you to see this fragrance. So Eau De Marveille Bleue. This fragrance is mineral notes, spindrift. I have no idea what that is. Woody notes and patchouli. The fragrance was made in 2017. Christine Nagel, the in-house perfumer of Hermes, created this perfume. And here are the notes and here are the ratings according to folks who voted on Parfumo. And I have to say, the longevity and the sillage of this fragrance is on the lighter side, but it is an aquatic fragrance, so what do you expect? I find though that even though it doesn't last, I still get about 4 hours out of it, which is perfect for what I need. Most people, a lot of people get between 5 and 6. I get at least 4. There are times when it gets up there a little bit, but nothing past 5 hours on my skin. One of the things that I love about this fragrance though is just how unique and interesting it smells. If you're looking for an aquatic fragrance that doesn't smell typical, that doesn't smell like everything on the market, you have to try Eau De Marveille Bleue. It is really well done. And I also feel like this fragrance is a scent that most people don't even know about, most people don't consider, most people ignore, and they honestly shouldn't. They really shouldn't. Eau De Marveille Bleue, what about it smells so beautiful? It has like a almost rainy day type of experience to it. So just imagine a hot weather fragrance with a rainy day kind of aesthetic. That's what this fragrance reminds me of. I noticed that when you look on Fragrantica about this fragrance, it is beaten up. So I notice a lot of people, when they talk about this fragrance, they really beat it up. And the reason why I feel that might be the case is because of the fact that this fragrance is marketed to women. So let me show you something, guys. So this fragrance, Eau De Marveille Bleue by Hermes, is a fragrance, as you see, marketed to women. And Fragrantica has it considered, like basically categorized as a marine woody fragrance with aromatic touches. Look at this rating, 3.95 out of 5. Look at what I noticed about this. Well, the fact that it has that rating is kind of like not surprising to me, because a lot of people find that this fragrance smells masculine. And if you look at the gender breakdown, most people who smell this fragrance feels that it is unisex. And a lot of people get a lot better longevity than others. But I have to say, It is so beautiful. It is such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. If you were to go through a lot of these, if you were to go through a lot of the reviews on Fragrantica, you'll find that a lot of people find these fragrances extremely, you'll find that a lot of people find these fragrances extremely masculine. So a fragrance that is marketed to women gets beat up on Fragrantica because a lot of the reviews written by women consider this to be a more masculine fragrance. I went to Sephora when I first smelled this fragrance. I went to Sephora, I smelled it, and I'm a person that really trusts my taste. Like when I smell something, I don't really need the opinions of other people. But I gotta admit, this fragrance, when I first smelled it, I was like, let me get the opinion of others. So I asked this woman, I was like, excuse me, miss, one of the women that worked at Sephora, I was like, does this smell feminine to you? And I just showed it to her, the blotter. And she smelled it. She was like, no, I think a guy could easily wear that. Like, actually, what is that? She thought it was a men's fragrance. A lot of people at Sephora don't know what's in their own store for sure. But yeah, like, she said this smelled like a perfect summer fragrance for a guy. And when I smelled it and I sprayed it, I have to agree. There's nothing about this scent that comes across like a perfume. It doesn't have that perfumey chemical that lets women and men know this is for ladies. You know, it doesn't have that at all. You know, all it has is this very crisp, clean experience that when I first spray it, it's just coming across very fresh, very bright, slightly salty, but not in this kind of way. And I gotta say, it's really beautiful. It almost gives me a little bit of violet. Like I almost get a little bit of violet in this fragrance when I really smell hard. But Eau De Marveille Bleue, this fragrance I think is very, very beautiful, guys. If you are someone who wants to smell interesting for the summer, you're tired of the same old blue fragrances marketed to men, definitely get your nose on Eau De Marveille Bleue. It's not everywhere. It's hard to find these days in public to try it on skin. But I would definitely get a sample of it and put it on and see what it's doing. In the heat, I think this is going to do an amazing job for you. And you're not going to smell like everyone's ex, dad, brother with this on your skin. It'll allow you to create more of a scent memory that is associated with you. A lot of women ignored this fragrance. Most men ignored this fragrance. So it's going to allow you to stand out in a positive way. It's very, very pleasant, very attractive. And the bottle is really cool. Doesn't look that feminine or girly when you think about it. Kind of reminds me of the old Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris bottles, that round thing with the stars on the inside. It's kind of pretty cool. Anyway, Eau De Marveille Bleue, talking about it over and over, that fragrance is just really, really worthy of a man's time. Women, if you get to see this fragrance in public, put it on your skin. You're gonna smell so good in this. Don't be too worried about the fact that it has a little bit of a masculine style to it. You're gonna smell amazing. And you're not gonna smell like a high school chick, which is not a bad thing either. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, on my skin, it's just so pleasant, so attractive, very, very easy to love and wear. Yeah, good stuff. Eau De Marveille, Hermes. Definitely one of Christine Nagel's best creations for the brand. I would say H24 Parfum, this, Gallop or Gallo, and maybe the Rhubarbe Éclair. Those are her best fragrances from Hermes. It's very hit or miss with her, but when she hits, she hits. When she misses though. So, so now the next fragrance that I wanted to talk to you all about is from the brand Robert Piguet, and it's called Notes. Now guys, I wanted to talk to you about Notes because a lot of you might be on the more mature side. You don't want to smell happy. You don't want to smell clean and happy. You want to smell clean and manly. You want to smell clean and a little bit rugged. You want to smell, and I love this sprayer. Look at that. Robert Piguet, serious. Oh, man. Guys, notes. A scent that a lot of people don't even talk about. Most people don't even focus on this fragrance. Robert Piguet, they're known for Fracas. Everybody talks about Fracas, a very beautiful tuberose fragrance, Madonna's favorite perfume. It's basically a very classic tuberose perfume, timeless tuberose, by the way. It smells mature because it smells expensive. So a lot of things that smell expensive typically smell mature because most young people, you don't imagine spending a ton of money on a fragrance, especially a fragrance that doesn't smell basic, you know. But notes, guys, wow, wait till you smell this. I just think this fragrance is so interesting. When I first smelled it, I said, oh, what is this? This came out about 11 years ago. Aurélien Guichard made this fragrance. The perfumer who created the fragrance line Matière Première, which I think is one of the best new fragrance lines in the world of perfume over the last 2 years or so, 3 years maybe. Aurélien Guichard, that Matière Première is just, Matière Première is, anyway, he made this fragrance too. And when I smell it, I get it. It's fascinatingly unique, but it's also very approachable. So this fragrance features ingredients, and let's just get to it. Let me show you my screen, guys. This fragrance features ingredients of clary sage, bergamot, orange blossom, geranium, costus, tonka bean, vetiver, and oak moss. Is it green? Yes. Is it slightly sweet? Yes. Is it a little bit fruity? Does it have a citrus experience? Yes. I gotta tell you though, I don't know any fragrance that smells like this. And the funny thing is, if somebody's comparing it to Drakkar Noir, I think that's bullshit. Excuse my language. I just think that's crap. Doesn't smell like Drakkar Noir at all. Doesn't smell like Reflection or Beloved. It doesn't smell like Keton Man. Sometimes when I look at these ratings, when I look at these comparisons on Fragrantica, I'm wondering, like, what are people smelling? What are they thinking? Because that is insane. Let's see what Parfumo is saying about this particular fragrance. Oh my gosh. Because sometimes I really have to like compare because Fragrantica is not always right. Fragrantica will lie. But according to this, it's all good. Fragrantica was finally telling us the truth. The ingredients are the same. When I smell this, I gotta say it's very classy, very masculine, very refined, but there is a relaxed vibe about this fragrance. It doesn't smell to me like a fragrance that I would think comes across too serious. Like, it does smell mature. I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't smell like a 20-year-old scent on purpose. This doesn't smell like a high school fragrance at all. This smells like a boss. This smells like a man who's making money, who's doing well. That's what this smells like. It's really interesting, guys. I gotta tell you. Get your nose on notes. If you cannot find this fragrance, let me know. I'll try to make samples for you and mail it to you. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite fragrances from the Robert Piguet line. It's good. It's good. It's not going to be for everyone, not at all, but it's good. It's real good. I would wear this. Absolutely, wear it to death. And finally, guys, last but not least, from the house of Off-White, Virgil Abloh's, well, one of Virgil Abloh's last projects in his life was this series of fragrances called Solutions. Off-White Paperwork is the name of the line, and this fragrance is called Solution Number 2. And this is where you'll see that information. Off-White Paperwork, Solution Number 2, Eau de Parfum, 100 ml. When I smelled this fragrance, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I was very disappointed. I was very, very, very disappointed. Okay. So when you first spray this scent, it smells really, really good. It smells basic. I can't lie. It smells like something you would expect in a designer house, for sure. But I really, really find it pleasant, happy, clean. It's nice. Now, again, I did say I prefer to smell bad to someone than nice. But this smells really nice. Like, it really, really smells good, you know? The only issue that I have with this fragrance is how much it costs. So this bottle is like about $212, if I'm not mistaken, for the 100 ml. And I really love the bottle cap. Like, this cap is sick. That's really dope. This is a cool bottle. The whole look and aesthetic is very Off-White, very Virgil Abloh. You know, nothing typical. Very, very interesting, right? The freaking problem is the juice. The juice, guys. When I smell this fragrance, it reminds me of a scent that was made by someone who doesn't know fragrance. It literally smells like it came from the mind of someone who just wanted to create a fragrance collection but doesn't wear perfume at all. Like, that's what this smells like. And when I smelled all of the line, 1 through 4, because there's 4 of them, Solution 1 through 4, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on those other 3, but I'm gonna just let you know I was very underwhelmed on all of them. And I'm talking about blue fragrances today on this live. So of course I wanted to share with you a new, a relatively new fragrance. It came out last year, and it's a blue fragrance. Look at the juice. It's literally telling you blue. And that's the other thing about this collection of fragrances from Off-White. The first one is a green fragrance. The color of the juice, green. This one, a blue fragrance. The color of the juice, blue. The third one, a rose fragrance. The color of the fragrance, pink. The fourth fragrance is a sandalwood-based scent, and you guessed it, the color of the fragrance is beige. So, yeah, colorants all day, very synthetic ingredients, very chemical forward. But look at that bottle, though. I know you don't buy fragrances for the bottles, guys. It's the juice that counts, but this is really cool. This is a cool aesthetic. It's a really cool aesthetic. It's just a shame that the juices don't feel like they were as thoughtful as the bottles. Like, the bottles look like they took more thought and focus than the actual juice. The juice doesn't smell thoughtful at all. Now, when I smell it, it doesn't smell like a dupe of a fragrance that I can think of, right? It doesn't remind me of a dupe of a blue fragrance, right? It does smell like its own thing, but it's in a category that is so overly done that this will feel basic. This will feel like a cash grab. This will feel like a drop from a brand that just wants to make money but doesn't care about quality product, you know? And that's a shame, because Virgil was a very, very involved artist in what he put his name behind. Like, this man really, really put a lot of effort in every single thing he did. You know, the best thing Kanye West ever did was unveil Virgil Abloh to the world, because the man was very, very talented in multiple ways, very visionary forward. This, though, Zara could have made it. It's better than, I shouldn't say that. It's better than Zara by a lot. It smells like something they would do. It smells like something they would dupe, but they wouldn't execute it this well. I'll put it that way. And that's an honest truth. Zara wishes they could never do this fragrance the way this fragrance smells, but it smells like something that could be duped by them and it would do well, and you can get it for like $30. It's not great. It's not bad. It's not great for the price, though, you know? But if this fragrance was on sale, I would buy it. I would buy it. Because it's just very, very easy breezy. You're not trying hard. There's definitely a place for a scent like this in a collection. I just have too many fragrances that would do what this does, so it doesn't really make sense for me. But honestly, guys, I would choose Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever before I chose this. Light Blue Forever, that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grapefruit fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana, will eat this alive to me. But this smells nice. It smells good. Doesn't last. Doesn't have a lot of character. Definitely leans on the basic side of the tracks, but it's nice. It's good. Just not good enough for $212, in my opinion. But damn, this bottle. If only I was consulted. See, I wish brands knew that they could reach out to me and hire me to consult for them. And because of my fragrance knowledge and because of my fragrance expertise, I would make sure that if a perfumer gave a brief like this, that brand would ignore it. Because I would say, no, guys, you're literally making like 1,000 and you're making the next fragrance that will smell like 1,000 other fragrances that will remind people of every other scent that's blue colored. I would, guys, if you're a brand and you're watching this live, hire me. You will definitely not get something like this. It would be a lot better. Damn, I was shocked by this fragrance. I was really hoping that all four of them would be good, but it feels like Virgil wanted to create a fragrance line, but he's not like a fragrance head, you know? Because if he was a fragrance head and he smelled these, he would have been like, perfumers, I need you guys to go back to the drawing board. These are not it. Save this for like Banana Republic, not Off-White. But anyway, yeah. Banana Republic, definitely. This could be a Banana Republic scent and it would be perfect for that brand. For Off-White, I would expect more, and I'm a little disappointed for that reason. But it's a nice fragrance. It will smell good on most people. Most people, 90% of people will smell this and think it's the best smelling fragrance in fragrance, you know? Because most people have shit taste in perfume, let's be honest. Most people have very American cheese, Swiss cheese taste in fragrance, and the good perfumes take a stinky cheese taste to appreciate, you know? Yeah. This is going to be a fragrance that I think will do really well with the typical Off-White consumer. But the fragrance connoisseur, the fragrance consumer, will smell this and feel like they can prioritize something else a little bit more than this. I would think this is something you can purchase. You could purchase this without an issue. I just feel like there's so many fragrances that I would prioritize before this. And again, if I were trying to spend under $130, I would literally go and get Light Blue Forever by Dolce & Gabbana, and I think that would be I would think that would fit this. Like the times that I would wear this, I would wear that instead, and it would just destroy this. But that's just my opinion. My opinion. But anyway, guys, what blue fragrances are you guys going to be wearing this summer? I'm really, really curious. Please put it in the comments section. I'm going to be talking about more blue fragrances as the summer hits. I'm going to be talking about more summer fragrances in general as the heat intensifies. It's getting crazy in this. It's getting crazy in New York. I love the weather though. It's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely out there. But I know you guys in Florida and Texas, you guys are baking right about now. So yeah, this is a time when you want to start wearing your blue fragrances, your freshies, and your clean scents. And again, if I were to rank these bottles that I just showed you guys today, I would do this. This would be my number one. This would be the fragrance I would want to wear if I had to choose between these four scents. My number two fragrance would be Notes, shockingly, by Robert Piguet. My third favorite fragrance to wear out of this group of four would be Rockaway Beach, and I would definitely wear this fragrance. I really dig it. I find it interesting. It smells weird, but that's why I like it. You know, I don't want to smell simple all the time, and this fragrance is definitely not a simple scent. But I would never overspray this like I normally overspray fragrances, guys, because this is going to have people like literally getting up from sitting next to me on the train. This is the type of fragrance that would clear a space out and make people go, what is that? You know? But that's why I kind of dig it. Rockaway Beach would be my number three choice. Again, only because it's a very, very unique fragrance. I don't know where I would wear that scent too much. And number four would absolutely be Solution number 2 by Off-White. And yeah, nice, too easy, too simple, too basic. But if you have simple taste, if you have taste that is a little bit less complicated and you prefer fragrances to be really, really easy breezy, consider it. You might absolutely love it. You absolutely might love it. I really love this bottle. Like, this is such a cool concept for a presentation. I just wish the fragrance juice measured up to the look of the presentation. Wishes are like, you know what? Everybody has them. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this latest episode of Talking Fragrances live from Bergdorf Goodman. I hope you all are blessed. I hope you all are well. Please comment in the section below what your blue fragrance of this summer season you're going to be wearing. What is your blue fragrance of choice? What is the blue fragrances that I should be considering, that I should be getting my nose on? What are the blue fragrances that you're wearing that is not as typical as other blue fragrances? I'd love to know what are your, like, you know, oddball blue scents out there. I'm curious because I love to smell oddball blue fragrances. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for your time, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. I'll be back next week. In a couple of weeks, in a couple of Wednesdays, I'll be hosting Emma from Perfume Room. I am so excited to be bringing her on. Emma Vernon, she is like such an amazing person, such a funny person. She's like a comedian low-key, actually high-key, because she's absolutely hilarious. And I am so excited to be going on her podcast, Perfume Room, and having her on my live on Simply Put Scent. So I'm excited to have Emma from the Perfume Room on. Guys, get on Apple, get on Spotify, or wherever you can check out podcasts, and look up Perfume Room. If you're a person who enjoys like a really, really good podcast, Emma kills. Like, her interviews are on point. You can tell she puts a lot of thought and effort into her questions, and she researches her guests. Like, the woman is ultra professional, and I cannot wait to be a part of her stream, and I cannot wait to have her on my live as well. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, hopefully like what her opinions are in the fragrance world, like right now, like what is she thinking about perfume currently, what's her favorite finds recently, and I'm really curious to hear what she has to say about it. And I wanted to, well, next week, guys. Next week, I'm gonna be sharing with you a new find that I just discovered from the brand. I think it's Retrouvé. Yeah. Anyway, next week, Le Jardin Retrouvé. There is a fragrance from them that is called Louis Yuan Osmanth, which is an osmanthus fragrance that just came out in 2023. It was all over Essence, and when I heard about this fragrance, I had to get a bottle of it. I got a small bottle of it, nothing too crazy, but it's really, really on point, and going to be talking about it next week. It's definitely more on the feminine, prettier side, but it's one of the best osmanthus fragrances I've ever smelled, and I do really dig osmanthus. Anyway, guys, it was a blessing. It was a blessing to chat with you all. Thank you so much for joining this live stream, and it's a pleasure. I'm E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And I'm Simply OUT, guys. Peace.